Hi guys, Mrnewmobile here, Galaxy Z Fold3 surprises. Please subscribe followed by the bell. You can also keep up on Facebook, Twitter by clicking the links in the description, so not that it should come as a huge surprise. But Samsung is betting big that foldable phones will break before industry saturation cycle. Manufacturers have been shipping fewer and fewer hunters for a while now as people are keeping their devices much longer than before, giving how powerful and camera capable even to these mid-range errors are foldable smartphones could change that as they are gearing up to actually become mainstream a few years from now, just like the Galaxy Note, because the Fold will be remembered as the all-GOP foldable smartphones and said that kick-started the foldable smartphone trend, and even the foldable devices still aren't a mainstream product category. Samsung has adamantly turned them into one more thing for work, improving on his existing designs, a big part of that plan, both from an end-user perspective and the standpoint of cost-effectiveness, and that's what Samsung is going with the Galaxy Z Fold3. According to 18 euros in the field display supply chain consultants, Roxio, Samsung has developed a new tech that will make the Galaxy Z Fold3 the best, the fourth we bought, slimmer and lighter than his predecessor. Also, it will improve its battery life, while providing a prior display at the same time. How they are doing good is by removing the polarizer from the flexible always on the Z Fold3 seen current phones. Whether it's foldable or a regular smartphone, there is a layer of the polarizer on top. This polarizer helps reduce the reflections on the display of the drawbacks. It increases the thickness of the display by 5200 m, and at the same time introduces the brightness as well. So by removing it, not only the display thickness can reduce by 20% in the foldable smartphones, but the brightness of the display can be improved by a massive 20 to 30% as well. Now you might ask, is there removing this polarizer that make the display of the full screen more reflective? Well, to counteract that, Samsung has developed a new color filter and a new black matrix with a thickness of less than 5 m. I'll make sure the light doesn't reflect back, as you can see from this diagram. The biggest advantage of this is that it will improve the battery life as well by more than 30%, which is huge. If we also consider the new LDP OLED panels, one of the contributing factors to increase battery life is that since there's no polarizer on the Z Fold3 screens, that 30% brightness loss that could have been occurred because of this polarizer won't be there. This means the display will require less powerful light of the same little brightness as before, those improving the battery. I know this is a bit technical and trying to keep it as simple as it can, but all you need to know is that this new display will make you Z Fold3 have a 20 to 30% brighter display, 30% better battery life, and will keep the device lighter and thinner at the same time. By the way, this goes in line with what Samsung has said back in December for the future Galaxy smartphones will support is thinner and lighter design of the bag, and Samsung didn't mention how their ability. What now we know? Honestly, this got me excited because one of the biggest reasons for me that go against buying a foldable device is that they're pretty sick for what they offer. So a similar device is definitely something I'm looking forward to, plus better battery life and brighter display makes it even more appealing. Samsung will launch the Z Fold3 in July. Samsung could be making many of these general improvements, but the rumor mill has suggested several more specific upgrades the Z Fold3 could implement, including, at long last, an S Pen stylus. Given we're also expecting a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3, more productivity-focused features make sense for the Z Fold3, especially since we're hearing that Samsung probably won't release a Note phone in 2021. We've heard several rumors about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold3 that point to some potentially different features and capabilities. First among these is the S Pen, the same stylus in the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 family, and the Samsung Galaxy Tab, that a patent suggests is coming in a future Samsung foldable phone, which could refer to the Z Fold3. Another report supports the reasoning that an S Pen may come to the Z Fold3, while also suggesting some display changes that may need to be made to get stylus functionality. First, Samsung may switch screen technologies from electromagnetic resonance (EMR) to active electrostatic solution (AES) to better register stylus input, and second, that the ultra-thin glass (UTG) may be twice as thick as on the Z Fold 2. From 30 micrometers to 60 micrometers. There's also a rumor that the Z Fold series will combine with the Note series to make a single productivity-focused phone line, ultimately condensing Samsung's annual flagships to just the S series and the stylus-packing foldable Z Fold line. A Samsung official has reportedly said similar saying that the Z Fold 3 will get a stylus while the Note range will be discontinued. This would be sad news for Note fans, though the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra has launched with stylus support anyway for folks who won't want to wait for a foldable. Another feature the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 might get is an in-screen camera, something we've heard several times, as well as saying that it's likely to be the first Samsung phone to have one. A Samsung official has reportedly even said as much now, though the feature may apparently not make it if it degrades the screen or photo quality elsewhere. We've heard that there might be two Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 models. The source doesn't say what's different about them, but claims that they'll both support 5G. We have however heard of a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold Lite, so they might be talking about that. We've also heard that unsurprisingly the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 could have at least 256 GB of storage and run Android 11 overlaid with Samsung's One UI 3.5. The Z Fold 2 is a powerful phone with the best specs on the market, aside from its storage, with a maximum 256 GB and no tray for a microSD card to expand. Users had no choice but to deal with it, even giving the option for a 512 GB or 1 TB storage option would be acceptable, with a microSD slot ideal, but 256 GB feels criminal for a device that's supposed to be so central to your personal and professional lives. The Z Fold 2 is an impressive phone, but they really need two hands to use properly even when closed and using the 6.2-inch external screen. Its 16.8mm thickness, about twice that of most other phones, is tough to use one-handed. Unfolded is a whole different story, of course, since it's even more difficult to manhandle a 7.6-inch display with one hand, but it would be nice to have an easier way to pry open the device without needing both hands. The Z Fold 2 has a decent spread of cameras, but it misses out on the powerful shooters on Samsung's other phones. The trio of rear 12MP cameras, main, ultra-wide, telephoto, don't measure up to the Samsung S20 Ultra's 108MP main and 48MP 4x optical telephoto lenses, which combine for their stunning 100x space zoom capability. More of that in the Z Fold 3. If there's one thing we've seen with 2020's wilder phones, it's inspiring new features. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, for instance, lets you keep the phone open at an angle to, say, voice chat without needing to prop the phone up, or the LG Wing 5G, which allows you to record video from the front and rear cameras at the same time. We'd love to see some invented uses of both the display and the 6 cameras in the Z Fold 2, especially if the Z Fold 3 ends up packing more shooters. That is all for now, guys. What features would you like to see in Z Fold 3? Let me know on the comment below, and if you are new here, please subscribe, like the video, comment. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video. Peace out.